Hi, this is Tim from the Old Dark Theater channel, and the other day while doing research for another episode, I found something intriguing I'd like to bring up. Of course, everyone is familiar with James Whale's classic movie Frankenstein, starring Colin Clive as Henry Frankenstein and Boris Karloff as the monster. It was a huge success. Whale followed this up with The Bride of Frankenstein, again starring both Clive and Karloff, and this time the evocative Elsa Lanchester as both Mary Shelley and the bride. Many people, including Roger Ebert, believe that The Bride is a superior film when compared with the original. A simple check of the internet shows that debate started long ago and continues on to today. Rather than wading into those waters, that's for a future episode. Today we're going to talk about The Bride and how at one point the movie was considered cursed. In today's episode, we will bring forth our inner Leonard Nimoy and go in search of the curse of the Bride of Frankenstein. It all started when I found this article in a 1935 edition of Variety. It stated that two of the major stars of the film had been injured during filming. The article said that people were calling it the Curse of Frankenstein. Karloff, while wearing 62 pounds of makeup, prosthetics, and costumes, slipped and dislocated his hip. Amazingly, he kept on working but had to take frequent breaks, which slowed the production down. Coincidentally, Clive also fell. He injured the ligaments in his knee and was on crutches over a weekend. All of his film shots during that time were limited to close-ups. Okay, I hear you say that 2 accidents are not a curse. But what about this? The Bride faced multiple bans and censorships in the U.S. and other countries. In Ohio, the state censorship board demanded that cuts related to female characters be made. China reportedly requested the studio to cut 4 important scenes from the film. The film was outright banned in Hungary, Palestine, and Trinidad. Swedish censors proposed removing 25 scenes out of the film, and Universal decided not to hold screenings there. In Detroit, even the police commissioner got involved whether The Bride could be shown or not. Even before the movie went into production, American censors had issues with the movie, objecting to its original script. Whale eventually had the script rewritten. The Bride ended up under a great deal of scrutiny by the American censors because it was a follow-up to Frankenstein. Frankenstein proved to be very controversial, and among many things was subject to cuts by censor boards and only shown to those over 14 unless accompanied by an adult. Other controversies included the drowning of a little girl and Professor Frankenstein comparing himself to God.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! In the name of God! Now I know what it feels like to be God!
The censorship The Bride was seeing was the responsibility of the Hays Office. In response to a number of growing Hollywood scandals and multiple states creating their own censorship guidelines, the film industry created the Hays Office in an effort to get ahead of the censorship. Among other things, the Hays Office inserted moral clauses into actors' contracts and developed the Motion Picture Production Code. One of the tenets of that code the censors might have had an issue with Bride was the clause, "No picture shall be produced that will lower the moral standards of those who see it." Hence, the sympathy of the audience should never be thrown to the side of crime, wrongdoing, evil, or sin. Any sympathy for the Bride could be considered evil. Despite all the rigmarole, Bride was popular with at least one Christian group. Now back to the possible curse. Theater manager Gus Lemke got in trouble with the police simply for having an actor portray Frankenstein in the streets of Syracuse. This was not even against the city ordinance, and he got in trouble. Elsa Lanchester said she was always grateful for The Bride, but she also implied it led to typecasting, and that 9 of every 10 photos sent her way for signature was for The Bride. Was The Bride of Frankenstein a cursed movie? No, nothing I could find indicates that, but the story of the making of The Bride and then the movie itself are both fascinating. If you've not seen the movie, please take the time and watch it. It's highly enjoyable. Please stay tuned to this channel for future offerings, and don't forget,
Tell the world. Tell this to everybody wherever they are. Watch the skies everywhere. Keep looking.